Hey everyone, and welcome to the mid-month lesson check-in video for what we have learned in February 2025 as a collective and what we still need to learn for February 2025 as a collective. So always with these, take it resonates, leave it doesn't. If you'd like a personalized read, my link will be in the description below. I have more ways than one to do things, so just let me know what your needs are and we can work with that. So I'm going to start with what we've learned so far. We've learned through cognitive dissonance. We've learned where we're still holding ourselves anchored through our anchoring bias and our confirmation bias. We're still hanging on to some ego attachments, and we're learning through that. Some of us have learned through a few of those. Angel numbers 69 and 2323 pop out. 4 lessons that we've learned. I'm not too brushed up with my numerology, but using your intuition can tell you what those mean personally for you. Learning through white light visualization and sun magic and emotional alchemy. We've learned where we still hold ourselves to higher standards than the rest of the people we're around. We've noticed where we can improve ourselves as well. So a constant state of self-improvement, personal development, a lot of tenacity and candor and moxie, ironic humor, wearing things or saying things ironically, having an ironic sense of self as well can be seen for a few of us, learning through that and learning from that. We've learned conservation of energy for the most part. We've learned what our spirit needs. We've learned what we want may not necessarily be what we need, and we've learned that we may have gotten what we wished for, but it may not be in the way we had expected. Nothing has really changed much in the lessons that you need to learn as well as have learned. So there's a lot of lessons repeating itself in different forms, different bodies, different shapes, different intensities, and what's the word I'm looking for? Impacts. We've learned where our tics and our triggers are. We've learned where we hold ourselves accountable when we shouldn't. False accusations are still being learned around. Picking your battles wisely. Learning to rest your mind and not jump from one codependency or addiction to another needs to be learned still. Especially for those that exhibit a lot of masculine energy or masculine facing. There's a lot of protection energy, a lot of protectiveness needing to be learned. You need to learn how to ground yourself. You need to learn what you're secure. You need to learn your inner sanctum. You need to be able to learn what grounds you, where your element is, what sets you off, and work towards it not having such a hindrance on yourself. Learning that you control yourself and your responses, whether it be positive, negative, or neutral. And learning subjective versus objective truth has been quite a hurdle for quite a few of us over the course of the last 13 months. And it may even continue into your next Saturn return for the majority of us. For those who just came out of the Saturn return, a few of us are feeling like exhausted and burnt out, so learning through burnouts of what we could still do so we don't run ourselves thin, but we're still able to do what we need to do. And for those that are Saturn returns coming up or in the Saturn returns right now, they're more needing up to saddle up Seabiscuit and work on keeping your stride through the chaos and the Pandora's boxes that are opening up. Learning to exert that tolerance of paradox or paradox of tolerance. Learning the principles of correspondence and correlation. Learning the laws of the universe has been an ongoing lesson, especially for those of us that are self-taught. Kinetic learners are going to be hit hard, especially when it comes to needing to think outside the box to do something when there's no way to just do it. Sometimes you can't just learn the same way. Sometimes you have to maneuver around and manage things. Especially those with like serpentine energy or kundalini awakenings or draconic or reptilian orders. It looks like there's a lot of benefits that are coming to us in ways that we don't expect within the next 3 to 5 months, and especially within by March 5th. And between the 27th of this month of February into the 5th of March is the main lessons that are going to be packing a punch, so to speak. So being on the lookout for responsibility and karma cleansing and taking a stand on fatherhood wounds and authority figures and standing your ground against gatekeeping and oppressing and marginalization, working through your fears of abandonment and through your fears of the unknown and through your fears of being left in the dark, working on acceptance of not needing to know everything and not having to be told everything and not requiring a lot of information to have it work. Some things are better left unsaid. And that's one big lesson that needs to be learned in the month of February of 2025 for the collective. Some of us are further along than others, and some of us are lagging behind. We may be only as strong as our weakest link, but that doesn't mean that our weakest link is weak. But that's what I'm getting for lessons we've learned and what we need to learn for February 2025. So as with these, take it resonates and leave it doesn't. If you like personal reading, my link will be in the description below. Thanks for joining.